When you browse through the archive of great figures, historical figures, great and famous people of our time, you will notice one common denominator that characterized their life. In this life, I have never seen any man or woman that wants to fail in life. I have never seen any man or woman that wants to experience setbacks, anyone that wants to be a failure. Nobody wants to fail. Nobody wants to experience setback in life. Everyone wants to be a success. Everyone wants to be successful in their careers. Everyone wants to be successful in their vocations. People want to be successful in their businesses. People want to be successful in their academics. People want to be successful even in their marriage. Nobody enters into any relationship or marriage with the intention that it will collapse one day. Nobody under the face of the earth wants to plan to fail. But failure knocks at the door, not by your invitation, especially when you are trying new ideas that want to get you out of your comfort zone. Failure knocks at your door. The mystical hands of failure, the mystical hands of setback appears on the scene, not when it is conducive. Let me tell you this: great success attracts great failure, and only few people overcomes this failure. Let me say that again. Great success attracts great failure, and only few people overcomes this failure. That's why you can only see few people on top of the ladder of great success. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 2 says, "The rich and the poor have this in common. The Lord made them both." Proverbs 22 verse 2. The rich and the poor have this in common. The Lord is the maker of them both. God never predestined some people to be greater in life and some other people to be poor. God did not make some people to be rich and some people to be poor. God has never made some people, God has never predestined some people to be winners in life and some people to be losers. He did not make them so. The Bible says that God is the maker of them both the rich and the poor. God made them and He created them equal. Life is all about choices. Winning is a choice and losing or quitting is a choice. What differentiates the two is that winners are those who find ways to overcome obstacles and setbacks and refuse to quit after failures, while losers are those who would rather not try again because they do not want to experience another pain, another shame, another rejection that is associated with failure. From experience, I have come to the understanding that pain is temporary, and at the end of terrible failure lies great success. I have experienced in my life, growing up in Nigeria and coming down here in the Western world, America. I have experienced in my life and I have come to this understanding that pain is temporary. Failure doesn't last long. But at the end of every failure, at the end of every setback lies great success. Many people have not understood that failure, though it hurts, offers you opportunities to learn new ways of doing the same thing you failed out, preparing you for something bigger and better. Albert Einstein, one of the great thinkers of our generation in history, suffered speech impediment and was considered mentally handicapped and was seen as a failure while he was growing up. Einstein failed his entrance exam to the Swiss Federal Polytechnic, Zurich. Here is what Albert Einstein says about failure. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Thomas Edison holds 1,093 patents to his name. He failed over 10,000 times while he was trying to invent the electric bulb. Thomas Edison was once asked by a reporter how it feels to fail so many times. Thomas Edison said, "I have never failed 10,000 times. I have not failed once. I have succeeded in proving that those 10,000 ways will not work. When I have eliminated the ways that will not work, I will find the way that will work." I don't have to be a fan of Elvis Presley to acknowledge the impact he had on popular music. Elvis failed his music class. After his first performance, the manager asked him to go back to his job as a truck driver. And the manager said to him, "You aren't going anywhere, son." Elvis' first record was a failure. He tried to join a vocal quartet and was told he couldn't sing. But Elvis' name is among the top 5 artists with the highest album sale in history. You may not have known that the lesson Bill Gates learned from the failure of his first company, Track O'Dara, gave back to the Microsoft giant we know today. Microsoft, as $1 billion company, did not get there on a straight flight without setbacks. Mr. Gates experienced failure of products repeatedly, even in Microsoft. Bill Gates alluded to the importance of learning from failure. He said, "It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed to the lessons of failure." We celebrate Steve Jobs and his outstanding contribution to the tech world, but many of us fail to acknowledge the failure that rocked his life before his second missionary journey to the Apple company. Abraham Lincoln is a good example of a man that refused to quit. At age 22, he lost his job. At age 23, he was defeated in a run for Illinois State Legislature. At age 25, he failed in business when he lost his partner. At age 25, he was elected to Illinois State Legislature. At age 26, his sweetheart died. At age 27, he had a nervous breakdown. At age 29, he was defeated in a run for Illinois House Speaker. He was defeated in 1843 in a run for nomination for U.S. Congress. In 1846, he was elected to Congress. In 1848, he lost re-nomination in Congress. In 1849, while his term in office was up and could not run for Congress, he tried to get an appointment as Commissioner of the General Land Office at Washington, D.C., but he was rejected. In 1854, he was defeated in a run for U.S. Senate. In 1856, he was defeated in a run for nomination for Vice President. In 1858, again, he was defeated in a run for U.S. Senate. But in 1860, Abraham Lincoln was elected as the President of the United States. Michael Jordan said, "I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. I have failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeeded." Thomas Edison said, "Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up." Oprah Winfrey, having experienced failures and rejections growing up, Oprah Winfrey wrote, "Challenges are gifts that forces us to search for a new center of gravity. Don't fight them, just find a different way to stand." Dr. Ben Carson, the gifted hand, said, Success is determined not by whether or not you face obstacles, but by your reaction to them. And if you look at these obstacles as a containing fence, they become your excuse for failure. If you look at them as a hurdle, each one strengthens you for the next. The difference between Apostle Peter and Judas is that Apostle Peter got up from his failure. After he denied Jesus 3 times, he got up and continued following Jesus, even to the place of crucifixion. But Judas continued in his grief, and instead of getting up, getting to repentance, he went and hanged himself. Elvis Presley said, when things go wrong, don't go with them. Beloved, if these great men would have stopped trying, if these great men would have stopped trying, we wouldn't have had this success we had. Or maybe if they did, or if we had it, it wouldn't have been from them. We would not be celebrating them today. If the Wright brothers quit after trying severally to beat the force of gravity, we wouldn't have had airplane today. Or maybe if we did, it would not be from them. How many times have you failed in life? Have you been failing and failing that you feel rejected? You've been failing and failing. You feel ashamed of yourself that you're a loser. Are you about to give up on your dream? You're about to give up on your marriage. You're about to give up on your career. You're about to give up on your children. Look, let me tell you, just because you failed does not make you a failure. Just because you failed 20 times does not make you a failure. People out there might be laughing at you. But let me tell you this. If you stop trying, that is when you become a failure. You only become a failure when you stop trying. I want to encourage you today, hearing my voice. Do not quit. Pick up yourself. Get up and keep moving. Dust off the debris, dust off the things that are on you, that are weighing you down, and keep trying. You may not know. That will be the next trial might be the next thing that will take you to the next level. Keep trying. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dream. And when you continue to try, one day you will succeed. I bet you, I have studied the archive of great men. I have studied the historical figures and great men we have today. A lot of them experienced failure in life. But what made them different is that they never quit. They did not stop trying, and they kept trying, and success made them on the way.